All right, I'm gonna be planting some green peppers. We're gonna plant 40 green peppers. And I'm gonna use these trays I bought, and some of these trays I just saved. The one thing, if you're gonna start planting stuff indoors, you need containers. So I've always saved everything I got when we buy flowers. So I'm gonna plant 40 of these green peppers, and I'm gonna plant 4 of these green onions. So right now I'm gonna fill these with potting soil and a good mixture, and then take them into the house, plant the seeds, and put them in under my lights. My first step is to get the soil all muddy and all wet, like a snowball. So I'm gonna get it all mucky. This was potting soil from last year. I just dumped out the plants and kept the soil. Works pretty good. All right, go ahead then. So I just fill up. I get enough for about an inch of water on top. So when you eventually water it, it won't overflow off the sides. You need the water to run right through the bottom, so it keeps the water won't get stale and salty. You definitely I do this outdoors. It'd be a mess in the house with mud, that's for sure. I wear these insulated rubber gloves. It's almost time for the garden. It's March. It's getting close to the end of February. And I'm in zone 6A. So things will be happening out here pretty soon. And let's see. It's colder than. So these will grow really nice, and I'll bring them out in green peppers. I'll bring them out Mother's Day. But you gotta start them. They take about 2 or 3 weeks to germinate. So it's my second thing I start growing. So they're nice and big when they get out in May. I like this size of container because I just leave it in that container. I transplant them. The roots get nice and hardy inside there, and when I pop them out of the container, it's not all just soil. They're a bit root bound, so I like it when they're a little bit root bound because they're easier to pull out of the containers. I got to get more of this. I'm using hot water just to warm this soil up a bit when I get into the house. There'll be big chunks in here, so I just throw the chunks out. this is a bit better of a mix. Maybe I'll throw some of this in here. There we go. A little bit soupy, but soupy's good here. I don't have to water. If I use this soil, I don't have to water it right away. And the seeds do. Their seeds are sitting in wet soil. Got one left here. And then I had a big problem putting dry potting soil in and then watering it, and the seeds would move around, either get too deep or into the corners. So I'm just gonna finish this one here, and then we take them inside and get it all planted in there. Green peppers are a lot bigger of a seed than tomatoes and onions, so they're easier to plant, way easier. You can see where the seed went, and yeah, those small seed crops you gotta develop a technique to plant those without wasting too many seeds. It doesn't take too long to do this, especially if you're motivated to get back in the house. I don't spend like spending too much money on all this stuff. I just get regular potting soil from whatever I have and then recycle it. I'll add more fertilizer in a month or so if I see if it needs it, and then go from there. I'm going to be planting sweet pepper. I call it green pepper, California Wonder. I planted these for many years and they turn out really nice and green and big. So the first thing I would do is put a just a little bit of a hole in there. Can't see it, stuff in there. It's not good to start. So just a little hole. I'm gonna put 2 in every one, just in case one doesn't go. The other will. I'm just going to put them about as far as the eraser. A little bit apart, not too much. And then I could always separate these later. And we hope to have enough for us. I'm going to put these in our raised beds this year, and then I'm going to have enough to give away to if someone wants a few plants, some neighbors or something. All right. This one's a little low too. That's all right. Okay. Over here. Then make sure your hands they're small, they're big enough. You gotta find the holes you put. I didn't put any in. Yeah, I just drop them in there. I didn't put any here. You can see the seeds right there. Can you see them? See how big they are. Drop them in. Drop them in. Drop them in. Oh, two in there. They came in a pack of 300, so that would have been nice. A nice garden full of 300 peppers for $5. That's the nice thing about planting your own seed. It takes a bit of time, but the price is right. Did I do these? And also you got to keep track of where you were at, so I don't fill the holes until I've got everything in there. Whoops. If there's an easier way to plant than I'm doing, tell me in the comments. Make a comment. Kind of learn how to do a better way would be nice. Part of the YouTube, why I'm making a YouTube channel, so I could learn a little bit. Someone could give me some good understanding there. All right, come on. One. Okay, that's that for the peppers. I'm gonna plant a few more peppers, and then I'm gonna plant some onions. Those seeds are really small, really small. But I'm gonna cover these up, and these are green onions, and if you look how small the seeds are, and they're black, same color as soil. I'm gonna start with that, and I got these 4 to do. I'm just gonna drop them in there and let the water and stuff work them down. So how am I gonna do it? They stick to your fingers too. I don't know where they're landing, but once they grow, they'll be in like a bunch, so I can peel them apart and plant them. And these ones are going to go, I think the easiest way to do it is this way. Spread them out a bit. These are a few years old, so sometimes they don't germinate, but shake, shake, shake. Spread them out enough, I guess. Then this one. I'm not sure where all they went, but
mostly in the middle.
They're mostly in the middle, so I'll just shake these around a bit. So I'll stir it up. You can't actually see them, can't you? They're darker than the dirt. Get them all stirred up, and this is on the edge there. Not sure. We'll find out. This will be an experiment to see if how quick they germinate, or if they have to be totally covered. All right. I'm going to log in my what I planted. So it's February 22nd, 2025. I planted 40 green pepper, and 4 green onions. Green onions. So so that's gonna be recorded, and then it's really important to remember what you did last year so you know what to do, and we'll see what worked out. If it worked out, then you know what you did is good. So I set up these are all the green pepper here, green onions, and they're under the grow lights, and I got the heat mat going. They're sharing my heat mat, but that'll be fine. The house is kind of warm. And did the same thing over here. So we'll see how this goes. We probably won't see activity till for 2 weeks, but we'll keep an eye on it. All right, thank you so much for watching the video, and best of luck in your garden.